could even count, you know. There were multiple lesions, but when you compare it from the new scan to what we have now, there's no change. So they're all tiny, they're probably less than a centimeter. So still, you know, the question is whether we do the CyberKnife to kind of boost those lesions and see if we can make them go away completely, or we just kind of continue onwards with our current course. I tried to call Dr. Horkheimer, but he's on vacation.
We were just there, and he looked at the scan too.
Yeah.
And he said he wants him to continue the chemo first. You get that stable first.
Okay. What's your disease like from your neck down? I mean, has he said anything?
There were 2 areas that were still active, on the adrenal gland and the upper area in the chest.
Okay. All right. And I agree with that. I mean, as long as everything in the brain is stable, I think going along with the chemotherapy is just fine. You know, I think that's the best course because whatever is there, we're controlled. I mean, what's amazing is that, you know, I saw you a year ago. It's been a year now, you know. So, and you look a lot better than you did before. How's your back pain? Is that there yet?
You know, I only have pain at the lower part of the back, and that's just now and then.
Okay.
Biggest pains that I have are my knees and my ankles, and you know, they gave me Oxycontin and Codone to take, but I really don't like
no
to take
weakness
them.
or anything? No, like
Yeah, I get a little weak.
But not one side greater than the other, right? I mean,
No,
just generalized.
right, just generalized.
Okay. Well, you just keep going with the Avastin, you know, and keep going with the chemo. I think
Alimta.
He's on Alimta now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, good. I still think we should get another MRI of the brain in 3 months. You know, we got to keep a close eye on things just because we know it's still there, it's still not clear. And at the moment things change, or the moment you feel different, we'll get an MRI even sooner, and then, you know, if we have to, we'll do CyberKnife. I mean, the good thing is we have something in our
Arsenal to work from.
Exactly. If something were to change or get worse, we can use this to treat what's going on in the brain. But as of right now, it's there, but there's nothing going on. You're not symptomatic from it. It's small. It's certainly a lot better than what it was before. So just continue the Alimta, and I think you're doing great, man.
That's very good to hear.
Yeah, no, I mean, everything considered, I think you're doing
Although
well.
I am anxious to go under the knife with you. You know, I think that, you know, again, that will be beneficial when my body's able to handle it.
Yeah. Well, I think that once we have what's, you know, going on the outside of your brain under control, then we can always revisit the CyberKnife thing. I mean, I'm comfortable with the current plan as long as everything in the brain is stable, which it is. I mean, that's why we're getting this, and, you know, it's fine. There's nothing that's changed. So what questions do you have for me?
Okay, they're all non-medical. They relate more to the video.
Okay.
Well, you know, you were the first doctor that I saw, and one of the things is how can you keep such a positive and optimistic attitude under these circumstances of having to deal with, you know, terminal patients?
I don't look at anyone's terminal, so that's the only way you do it.
Really?
You're doing it. See, look, I mean, you have to remain optimistic, because if I don't have my optimism, then, you know, the patient can read me, and if I'm not optimistic, there's no way the patient's going to have any kind of optimism or any kind of hope. So as long as I have hope, at least, you know, hopefully you can transfer those feelings onto the person in treatment. You know, they'll do better, hopefully, at least emotionally and, you know, mentally. God knows, you know, what will happen physically, and you never know. See, with people, you know, I've seen people with horrendous disease who, you know, do, you know, wonderfully. Who I see, you know, come back 3 years, you know, later, or completely, you know, disease free, and we see the opposite happen all the time too. So no one can predict who's terminal and who's not. You just gotta keep trying your best for everybody, and then, you know, see what happens.
Great.
Now, even for you, I mean, you had it pretty bad when I met you a year ago, and no one would have predicted. If you look at the statistics, statistically, you've already beat the statistics. So
Yeah.
So
Round
He
one.
doesn't realize how bad off he was.
Yeah.
Like you
Yeah,
told him.
I have
you
no
were phasing,
memory of
you
it.
were talking, you had the weakness, you had multiple brain metastasis, and if you look at the studies and the data, I mean, certainly you beat the odds already. So
Hey,
you never know.
because of
you.
you.
Turn that thing off right now because you couldn't say anything more better than that. That's new.
Where's your pain, Chris?
Real bad in my knees and in my ankles.
Both knees.
Both
ankles.
knees, both ankles. Yes, ma'am.
Folic acid.
That's because of the new chemo.
Okay. And you go to Fitz's office for chemo?
Dr. Horkheimer.
And the Marinol, huh? How's that working?
Got a meeting.
Yeah,
Eating?
yeah. I smoke pot at home.
Okay.
You know, I sneak into the bathroom and light a candle and
Uh-huh.
turn on the exhaust fan while I'm waiting for that to become legal and
It is legal
dispensed.
in New Jersey, isn't it?
They passed it, it's legal, but I guess they're setting up the distribution centers and stuff.
Okay. Have you seen Fitzgerald? Have you seen any doctors?
Dr. Horkheimer every 3 weeks.
So the last you saw him was the 8th, right?
And
Wow.
Dr. Holland was 215, I guess. Mid-February.
There you go.
Faith, do you by any chance, could you by any chance recommend a sleeping aid that's non-narcotic?
Have you taken anything at all? What have you tried? Ambien?
No, what's the,
It's the amino acid.
not tryptophan, what's the other one?
Oh,
The natural.
yeah, no, melatonin?
Melatonin.
Yes.
I tried that.
Yeah, that's not really doing a
You
lot.
did the warm milk.
He doesn't like milk.
Yeah, I don't like milk.
We use a lot of Ambien. You could start with 5 milligrams. It is narcotic, though.
It
What
is.
about Benadryl?
I've got it there at the
Salaries
house.
and things like that.
Yeah.
You know, if it's at
not
all
narcotic,
possible.
though. But the only thing with Benadryl, I think it has a little bit of a hangover the next day. It makes you very dry. Like you don't feel like yourself.
I think it's just because he's not getting enough exercise. You know,
And that's
he's
why
in the house.
You know, it sounds like a paradox, Chris, but they say when you're tired, you have to exercise. Try that.
Okay.
Walking. Do you walk?
Well, I haven't been able to because the winds would have
weather.
blown me away.
Right.
But
Yeah. That might be, I think it can hurt.
we,
Especially on a beautiful day like today.
yeah. Well, I like to walk.
Yeah.
You know, it's just the knees and the ankles.
Where
You
do you
know,
live?
being Belmar right now.
Is there like a high school that you could just do like a track so you're not around traffic and it's like a nice controlled environment, like a high school track?
It's nice that he's
Oh, $4 to the beach. So I just
Boardwalk?
got a boardwalk.
I'm thinking something controlled where you're not worried about cars, that kind of thing.
Well, that would probably give me less stress. Yeah.
And
It's,
you've got your iPod.
oh yeah.
We'll have me now that the
There you go.
time changed. And it's lighter when we get home.
Yeah, that is awesome. Alrighty. Any problems? I'm going to say pain in knees.
Well, that's been continuous. since
Yeah,
the chemo.
that's been continuous. Overcame a bad case of constipation.
Okay. What are you doing for that now?
Miralax.
Okay.
And
What about Colace? You using a stool softener as well?
No.
no, just Miralax.
What about what's the
Fiber,
Yeah.
to increase the fiber. They say really the best thing to do is to take, it's not a bad thing, but I'm a big proponent in eating high fibrous foods instead of like supplemental stuff, but if that's the only way you can get fiber in you,
He's eating the fruit now and all.
Good.
all mixed
Yeah.
fruit.
good,
Yeah, every morning now has been bowl of fruit.
okay.
And I actually been wanting to eat raisin bread.
What about proteins? Do you ever eat a protein? You should have a protein with each meal. You like peanut butter?
He does his protein shake in the morning,
Okay.
and then basically he's a meat eater, so he does get
Do
his
you eat meat every
Yeah.
day?
Not every day, but pretty
Eggs?
much. No, I haven't
I'm
done
vegetarian.
eggs.
Do you hate eggs?
No, I just haven't eaten them in a
It's a
while.
great protein source. Peanut butter is a great protein source
Okay,
because you're wasting. You
got to get the weight back up.
You got to not only weight, you got to worry about like the muscle wasting. You just got to. I wish there was a machine that I could suck 20 pounds out.
You and I both.
All right, I'll go get the doc. I'll come
Thank
back.
you very much, Faith.
Nice seeing you.
Same here.